Hello, this is Mike from Geopogo. In this video, we're going to show you the ins and outs of loading city data from around the world. Let's get started. So to begin with, we're going to click on cities. And you'll see here we have our Create New Map button. We're going to go ahead and click that. Now you'll see that you're loaded into a blank open world. What you're going to do is you're going to click on the location tab at the bottom left. And you'll see here that you can enter in your coordinates, latitude and longitude. Or you can load from our preloaded set of cities, ranging from the US, Canada, Mexico, China, and Australia. Over time and updates, we will be adding more cities and countries around the world. So for example, let's click on Canada and let's go to the great city of Victoria, British Columbia. And so you click this arrow here to the left, and you'll notice that it automatically populates your latitude and longitude coordinates. Now you'll go ahead and you will click this green button. And you'll see that it quickly loads in all the data for the city of Victoria, British Columbia. Now, we're currently on the terrain data layers panel. So what you're going to do in the data layers is you're simply going to turn on the Google Maps API data, and we can turn off the terrain data. And now you'll see here that our 3D data and information has loaded. You can also switch, of course, between the Google Maps data and the OSM data quite easily. And we can switch back. And we recommend that with your city data loaded, before you jump to a new city, you do save this if you want it to be a city map. So for example, we'll save it as Victoria 1, click Save File. And do the same thing if you import in a 3D model as well. So for example, we've loaded that model in, and every time you load in a model, always create a new map versus loading a model and then jumping to a new city location. It will cause a bug to occur. So we have our model loaded in here. We can go ahead and let all that data load in. And then we can capture a nice screenshot. We can adjust our time of day quickly. And we can save our file. And so Victoria 1, and we save file. Now to load a new city data set, we're going to go back to Menu, Cities, Create New Map. And now we're going to show you how to load city data based on coordinates. So let's jump over to Google Maps. And so we have a site here in Houston, Texas that we have located. We can simply start by right-clicking on the map, and you'll see here it gives you your latitude and longitude coordinates for pretty much any point in the world that you would click on Google Maps. So we're going to left-click this to copy it, and you'll see here it says copy to clipboard. Go back to Geopogo. We're going to enter these coordinates. And then so I pasted it in. You'll notice that we're going to want to take the longitude coordinates. We can delete that. And we're going to paste this below. And then you'll see here that we have 29.73 degrees for latitude and negative 95.39 degrees for longitude. And so let's go ahead and load that. So we click here to turn off the coordinate panel. And then remember, we only have the terrain data, so we can turn on the Google Maps data. And here we have the great city of Houston, Texas. And here is our site. Now, we have an update coming where we're going to have a marker show up that denotes exactly where those coordinates are. And we are working to have that out within the next few updates. And that's going to be really awesome because you're going to have a marker that denotes exactly where your latitude and longitude coordinates are. And then same thing, we can go ahead and we can import our model. So we'll use the trusted Tower 3. And then we can go ahead and have our building placed on site. And then also remember, we can turn on and off the cesium OSM data, and then we can switch that back to the Google Maps data. Then I'm going to go File, Save, and then we'll name this Houston. Save. So that file is now all set up and ready to go. Next, we're going to do one more. We're going to Cities, New Map, and we're going to click here on our new map, back to Locations. And so we have our coordinates, of course. And we're just going to type here into Google Maps. We're going to type in, for example, Rome, Italy, lat long. And you'll see here that it'll automatically give you the general latitude and longitude coordinates for pretty much any city on Earth. And we're just going to go ahead and copy that, paste, and then exact same thing for 12 degrees east. Now remember, the longitude, if the degrees are in the west, you're going to do negative, and if they're in the east, you're not going to put any symbol for that. And same thing for latitude. If it's in the northern hemisphere, you don't put any symbol. It's just 41 degrees to denote the northern hemisphere. And if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're going to do negative 41 degrees. So play around with that and you will understand it fairly quickly. So we have our coordinates here. We're going to load. And just remember that we are jumping around the world, so the time zones don't always catch up. We hope to automate this, but basically you'll have to adjust the sun if you jump far around the world. But here is our city data for Rome, Italy. And so again, data layers, Google Maps, and here we are. And let's see here, let's see if we can find the Colosseum. Aha, there it is. And then we'll let that data load. And then just remember again, if you have a poor internet connection, it may take a little bit more time to load data. The cesium team, as I understand, is always updating to make this data load faster. And then our team as well is always looking at different data settings to also assist in getting data to load quicker and quicker. Okay, so have fun and definitely explore all around the world. And if you have a project in Rome or Paris or Dubai, definitely load your data, explore, and just remember the couple tips. Always save between loading new cities, especially if you load in your 3D model. And that's pretty much it. Okay, have fun, enjoy, and we'll talk soon.